Hi everyone, it's me, Jen. I thought it'd be a great idea to plant some stuff. It is that time of year. Here at Science North, we have gardens where we grow vegetables for our animal ambassadors and for our cafeteria elements. I thought it'd be a great idea for me to help out, except I'm realizing that I have no idea what I'm getting myself into.
Jen.
Oh, hello! It's Caitlin. She's a staff scientist for the outreach programs for Science North in Thunder Bay.
How's it going? Are you learning anything new?
Caitlin, you know I'm always learning something. You know, I'm glad you called. I was about to help out with the garden here on the grounds at Science North, but I have to be honest, nothing about me is green except sometimes my hair.
I absolutely love gardening, and the animals are gonna love it too. Do you have any questions about gardening?
Well, let's start off with, what should I plant? Or what can I plant? I really like pineapples. Can I plant a pineapple tree?
That's a really great question, and I would love to grow pineapple outside too. But unfortunately, you and I can't, because we're not in the right zone.
What do you mean I'm not in the zone? I'm in the zone. Look, I've got my gloves. I've got this thing. I've got a rake, and I've got a shovel. I am so in the zone. I'm in the groove.
You are definitely in the zone, Jen, but I'm talking about a different zone, your climate zone. And your climate zone tells you a little bit about what you can grow based on where you live. So it tells you the hardiness of the plants you can grow. So for example, when you think of an orange, it needs lots of hours of sun and lots of heat, and it won't really grow in Northern Ontario. It'll grow much better in southern climates, like in Florida.
Are you telling me that 2 months of heat isn't enough for an orange?
Unfortunately not. And even if you get 2 months of heat and sun in Sudbury, depending where you live, you might get more or less. So for example, here in Thunder Bay, I'm in a completely different zone than you.
So you mean to tell me that growing depends on the sun?
Sort of. So the sun definitely plays an important role in your climate zone because it gives your plants the energy that they need to survive. But there's a lot of other factors. There's frost dates, winds, floods, cold, heat, that all play a role in your climate zone and what you can plant. The other thing to keep in mind is the time of year you're planting things outside. Some things do well in colder weathers in March, some things do well in mid-July. Now, for example, I planted these radishes in April because I know that they can survive a little bit of cold. So remember, depending on your climate zone will affect what kinds of things you plant.
So here at Science North, I'm in a temperate zone, and I also have full sun. So that means that I have to pay attention to what I can plant for this time of year, being the month of June. I can't just plant whatever I want, whenever I want. It may not grow.
Exactly. Now, Jen, are you ready to get a little bit dirty?
Uh-oh. I have a feeling that you're gonna go and get me to use my shovel.
I sure am. The best way to make sure you end up with a good crop is to check your soil. So pick some up. Is it light? Is it dark? Is it wet? Is it dry? There's a lot of really important factors that can tell you if your soil is healthy. Things like pH, if it's neutral, if there's a lot of good airflow in your soil, if it holds water yet drains it out. And one of the most important things is the living organisms in your soil. Yes, you might find earthworms, which are super good for your soil, but when you have organic matter in your soil, it can start to break down and give you micronutrients that your plants feed on.
Oh, like from my compost.
Exactly. All those awesome food scraps that you throw into your compost start to decompose and give some micronutrients to your plants so that they can grow lush and tall.
Well, now I see that my soil may need a little help. I think I can get some fertilizer, but Doesn't that stuff smell?
Yeah, some fertilizer and compost can definitely have a smell, but after it starts to decompose, it really just smells like soil. And it's so important because it brings those nutrients and vitamins to your plants. Kind of like how we eat healthy food to let us grow nice and healthy and strong. Jen, do you want to learn something else that's really cool about gardening?
Caitlin, of course I want to know everything.
Here, check it out. I've got all these cool seeds. What do you notice about them?
Yeah, they're all different. Some are large, some are small, some look like they have a hard shell. Hey, where did you get those?
Exactly. All of these seeds are different shapes and different sizes and produce different plants. So for example, my butternut squash seed produces a plant that looks a little bit like this. And how I got this seed is a long process. So the plant produces what's called a flower. Now this flower needs to be pollinated in order to create a fruit with seeds inside of it.
Oh, I've heard that word before. Is that what bees do?
Exactly. Bees are awesome pollinators, and they help our plants reproduce so that we get seeds in the end, and it gives us a lot of diversity in our plants. That's why I like to plant a lot of flowers around my vegetables so that they pollinate.
Yeah, that's a great idea. We have a lot of flowers here. Look at all the dandelions.
Now, Jen, let me tell you something else that's really cool about gardening. You don't always need seeds in order to grow a plant.
What? I've never seen a plant just magically sprout out of the ground. That's some crazy Mary Poppins trick.
Yes, it's awesome. I like to call it kitchen scrap gardening. So for example, you can use old fruits and vegetables that you find in your kitchen in order to grow them again. Now, one really great example is a potato. So if you have a really old potato in your cupboard that's starting to grow what's called eyes, that's a sign that you can probably plant that in the ground and it'll grow potatoes.
Wow, I had never thought about that. You know, Caitlin, all of this seems like a whole lot of work. I'm not sure if I'm cut out for this.
I know you can handle it, Jen. Once you get started, it becomes a really great hobby. But if you want another great reason that you should start gardening, well, it reduces your carbon footprint. Think of how far the fruits and vegetables in the grocery store travel in order to get to your plate. Think of even if you grow the smallest garden in your backyard, the impact that will have on your carbon footprint. Plus, dinner always tastes way better when you can go to the backyard and grab some fresh tomatoes and cucumbers to add to your salad.
Oh yeah. Well, Caitlin, I think I have to let you go. I've got my work cut out for me. Thank you so much for teaching me all about gardening. I hope this makes my thumb turn green.
No problem, Jen. Good luck gardening, and I hope you have a wonderful day. See you next time.
Bye. Thank you so much for joining me today. I learned so much about seeds and soil and sun, and you get the point. So much learning done today. Thanks again for joining me. I hope you learned a lot of stuff like I did. If you have an idea on something I should learn about next, let us know by leaving a comment below. See you next time on Jenn Learns Stuff.